Now open the Revere Licensing Commission meeting. First order is the approval of the minutes from January 20th and February 24th, 2016. Is there a motion on the table to approve those minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. First order of business is CAPIC Real Estate, Inc., 72 Dehon Street. Please state your name and address for the record, Councilor.
Mr. Chairman, members, James Cipolletta, 385 Broadway, on behalf of CAPIC Real Estate, Inc. Mr. Chairman, this is an application for a transfer of lodging house license to CAPIC, and there are no significant changes in either the use or the construction or the layout of it. It is licensed for 13 single residence occupancy, and they're planning on keeping it that way. They're not enlarging the footprint. They're not building up, out, or sideways. I believe that they have submitted to the inspections of all of the department heads, inspectional services, fire, and so on and so forth. My best and last information was that they were good to go with all department heads. And if the board has any questions, any commission has questions, Bob, Rapucci, and Dick from CAPIC are here. I don't think I need to go on too much about who CAPIC is, what they do, and their reputation in the city.
Just, Council, just for the viewing audience, how many units are in the building?
13.
13 units?
Yes.
And how many are occupied now?
13.
So it's at capacity now?
Right, and they're not expanding that.
No. Okay, thank you.
Right, and they're single resident occupancy, SRO, so one person per unit. And that's the way that they will manage it, and that's the way that it will be committed to everyone who comes in and signs up. And they need, of course, to abide by the written protocols, rules, regulations, et cetera, that are developed by the management. And they do have professional management.
Do they? No.
So you're saying there's just 13 people living in this building?
Yes.
This whole building?
Yes, single resident occupancy.
And are there certain protocols that they have in place for when new tenants come on board?
Yes, and Dick, do you want to answer that, or Bob? Okay. I promised him a speaking role today.
Please state your name for the record, please.
Appreciate it. With the question...
Please state your name for the record, please.
My name is Robert Stephen Rapucci. I'm the Executive Director for CAPIC Real Estate Incorporated.
Great, thank you. So I just had a question about your due diligence process in screening, prospective tenants if you have one move out.
When vacancies occur, we'll be using traditional methods to recruit. We do, as you know, we are affiliated with an anti-poverty agency, CAPIC proper, and that organization provides services to low-income families and individuals. We have a target group of people that cannot afford market rents, $1,500, $1,200, $1,500 a month. So there's a group of people that can only afford to pay by the month in the vicinity of $600 or $700 or $800 per month, and it's that group that we'd be drawing from. Right. People would be quarried, anyone that is a resident there. We typically do that in any of our properties.
Great. Excellent. Thank you.
What's the condition of the property? Are there any structural issues or any complaints from butters?
It's actually extraordinary property. I think that we were fortunate to have an opportunity to get it. It has a brand new roof, new heating system, hardwood floors. The rooms are in excellent condition. Very clean property, well maintained, exterior as well as interior, sided.
Great.
Okay, I have one other question. I see you have a manager down here. Is this the present manager now, or is this someone new coming on board?
So there would be two managers. The property manager that's listed on the application is Richard McGarry, who I've asked to be here today, and if he's available if you have any questions. And there's also going to be an in-house manager, and that's a current resident there. I understand he's been residing there for 15 years or so, and he keeps an eye on the property and does the snow shoveling. So we're going in there with the existing tenants, and don't have any plans of displacing anybody. We certainly don't want to create homelessness. We want to maintain, preserve tenancies.
So the manager's there 24/7?
Well, there's someone that's a current occupant in that building, and I don't know him, I've never met him, but he's been caring for the property for some time. He is a tenant there, a resident there, I should say, and he'll continue to reside there. So he wakes up, he sleeps there, he takes care of the property, the physical nature of the property. That will be overseen by someone that is not going to be a resident, and that's Richard McGarry, who's a construction supervisor, and he directs our real estate corporation facilities. And we own a building, by the way, right across the street, which is the Irene O'Connell Center, formerly the JCC at 65 Nahant. So we've owned that for a number of years now, and Richard oversees that property as well.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have any other questions.
I have no other questions.
What's that?
I have no other questions.
Are there any other proponents that want to speak on behalf of this establishment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll close that side. Are there any opponents? Hearing and seeing none. I'll make a motion to approve. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Set. Good. Thank you. Item number 2 is Trinity Convenience, Inc., doing business as Land of Liquor. Hi, please state your name for the record, please.
Good afternoon, sir. James Dilday, D-I-L-D-A-Y, within office at 299 Gallivan Boulevard in Boston.
Thank you. So we understand this is an application for a transfer of the business and not the property, is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
Great. Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the experience of the proposed owner?
Okay, the proposed owner is Abigail Patel. She's seated in the back here with her husband and her father-in-law. She's a graduate of Gordon College in Wyndham. She's got a BS in Business Administration with a minor in accounting. She's worked in various businesses as a manager. Her family also owns liquor stores in Winthrop, and she has worked in those liquor stores as working as an assistant manager, working as a clerk, opening and closing, and doing the books and records for them. And in this particular situation, nothing will change except the ownership. The hours of operation will stay the same, the footprint will stay the same, and the whole process is the same as it was under the old owner, sir.
Great, thank you. Any questions from the commission? This is on North Shore Road.
This is the Land of Liquors.
Okay. It's been in business for a while.
It is.
She seems, no questions for her?
And she will be the manager?
If we have any questions for
The
her, ma'am?
manager also?
I'm sorry.
Is she going to be the manager also?
Yes,
Who's
she
the
will.
manager?
She'll be the president and manager.
Oh, she's going to do both.
Yes.
And how many hours will she be putting in there a week?
She'll be there
Is that-
20 to 25 hours at least per week.
And in her absence, who will
In her absence, either her father-in-law or her brother or her husband will be there, both of whom have operated stores in Winthrop.
in Winthrop? Has package stores in Winthrop?
Yes,
Okay, so there'll always be a manager on the premises?
there will always be somebody on the premises, ma'am.
Okay, within the family.
Yes, ma'am.
I have no other questions.
I don't have any questions.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other proponents that want to speak on behalf of this establishment? Hearing and seeing none, are there any opponents? Please state your name for the
Good
record, please.
afternoon, John Powers, 46 Naponton Street, Revere. I represent the area as a city councilor. I'm not opposed to this. However, I've had several calls from constituents with regard to the name out there, the Land of Liquors. I mean, we're trying to make the city look a little better every day. And I think that, I don't know, I think it sends a negative message to the people coming through our city that traverse Route 1A every day. I don't know if the owners would be agreeable to that, but I'd like to see the name changed so it's not offensive to the residents that live down there. That's basically
I
it.
happen to agree with you. It does, Land of Liquors kind of sends a message that that's what we're about. But on the other hand, that would be entirely up to the new owners, whether they would be in agreement with us to.
I
look at that.
understand that.
Right.
I understand
And
that, but
maybe it's something we can speak about with them and hopefully come to some.
I think they would be showing good faith to the city of Revere.
Because obviously they didn't come up with that name, it's the
I
previous
know
owners.
that, I know
So
that.
maybe they have a difference of
And I-
opinion with that also.
And I don't think it's going to affect their business one way or other if it just says liquor store or Land of Liquors.
Right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Counsel?
I've spoken to my clients, and they don't have any problem with changing the name. And what I would like to do is talk with the counselor, and maybe he and I can come up with a name for the name change, because that's very easy for us to do. We just do a new DBA certificate, and we'll change the name, and that way we can resolve that matter without any problems. And I can work with him to make sure that we do something that he's satisfied with for the constituency that he serves.
Yeah, that would be great, Counsel. Appreciate
I think
that.
it's very nice. I think it shows you want to be good neighbors with the city, and I'm sure the council appreciates it along with myself.
Well, there's no question about that, and we'll do what he thinks is best.
Great.
But it's his constituency and it's his district, and I don't want to have any problems with him.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other opponents? Hearing and seeing none. Is there a motion on the table?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Aye. Good luck, thank you. Item number 3 is Beach Hospitality, LLC, 320 Revere Beach Boulevard. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Commissioner and fellow commissioners. For the record, my name is Michael Ferragamo. That's Ferragamo, and I'm an attorney with offices in Seekonk, Massachusetts. Here on behalf of the applicant, Beach Hospitality, LLC, seeking a transfer of the liquor license from Boulevard Bar and Grill, Inc. Contemporaneously with the transfer, the applicant is also seeking an entertainment license, which at this time I would like to furnish the council with a copy of the original, if that would be possible.
Mm-hmm. Great, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Mr. Chairman and council members, this is for the premises located at 320 Revere Beach Boulevard. It's a one-level building consisting of approximately 1,500 square feet in internal area, and it also has about 160 square feet on the outside patio, so 1,660 square feet total. The premises accommodates up to 75 occupants and has a seating occupancy of 47, which I believe, my understanding is that is the same as the existing license.
Okay.
Here with me today is the manager of record, Bradley Gajewski, who would be able to speak to any of the day-to-day operations, questions with regard to day-to-day operations that you may have. We also have, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, go
That's
ahead.
okay.
We also have the owner, Jackson Gateman, who would be available to answer your questions as well if needed. The application for you should be fairly straightforward, so we are requesting that you authorize the transfer of the liquor license, which I believe is all alcoholic retail beverage license, as well as grant the entertainment license.
Great. So is Mr. Gajewski currently the manager of the establishment, or will he be the new manager coming in?
He's going to be the new manager coming in.
Okay. So I have just a couple of questions. One is, what are your plans in terms of the establishment going forward?
Bradley Gajewski, and it's going to be a family-style restaurant.
Right. And when you say family style, are you serving food and?
Yes.
And,
Yep.
Okay. And the hours of operations, you're changing to 11 a.m.?
Yes.
So 11 a.m. to 2 a.m.? Okay. And the entertainment piece of it, I mean, is that, are your plans to remain the same that way as well?
Yes, we plan to have entertainment.
Okay. So in the past application, the entertainment was for TV, cable, widescreen, cassette operated, movies, radio, DJ, jukebox, amplifiers, karaoke, instrumental music. This is his request.
We don't have the old one, but they didn't have all this.
Gotcha.
This is more.
If I may, there were some corrections that you'll find in the original, now in that original copy of the application that I've provided to you.
So tell me what you're planning to do in terms of instrumental music, vocals, dancing. What are your plans there?
Plan to have a simple DJ and then a vocalist.
Okay.
No large big bands or anything like that.
So more like just karaoke kind of.
Yes, but more professional singers that come in.
Gotcha.
Or just independent vocalists.
Maybe a limit on the group.
Sorry?
Maybe a limit on the groups that they can come in.
It's like a Joey Canzano.
Yeah, exactly. Any questions from the
So
commission?
Is that what you're basically going for, is karaoke and maybe two pieces and a singer? I mean, we're not talking bands.
Yes, or a DJ. No full bands.
No full bands, because it is small and the noise does come out of there.
Correct.
As far as food, are you going to be serving food? This is a restaurant license.
Yep, we will be serving food. The concept is undetermined at this time, though.
Oh, it's undetermined. Is there a kitchen in there now?
Yes.
There is, because I thought at one time they had taken it out.
To my knowledge, there's still a kitchen there, yes.
Okay, so you're not sure what the menu will be?
The concept is undetermined.
But there will be food.
Yes, we will
served
definitely
at the
serve food.
establishment.
So is the layout's gonna be something like Renzo's bar, and then you've got the,
The footprint is a little different than Renzo, but it will be a concept similar, appealing, open, look nice and clean.
so 11 o'clock, you're gonna start lunch?
Yes,
and
yep,
Different menu for dinner?
yes.
And what time's the food stopping? The
It
kitchen?
will most likely be 11 o'clock PM.
Okay.
Great.
Well, that's what we're hoping for. We have some nice establishments on our beach right now, and certainly Renzo's, I do go there, and we're just trying to keep the beach going in that direction. Everyone that's come in so far has changed it for the better, and that's all we're hoping for out of this establishment. That's why I was kind of just wondering which way the food was going, because
Do you have any suggestions?
no, I don't. I mean, there's enough pizza places around, enough, you know, I have no suggestions at all, but just,
We will certainly put together a great product.
Question, so right now it's currently closed most of the time, or it's currently operating?
No, it is closed.
So are you gonna be opening it prior to the restaurant setup, or are you just gonna gut it out, set it up?
We will set it up the way that it works for our operations, and until that time,
What's the opening date,
undetermined right
You're
now.
not sure, so right now it's gonna be renovations and,
Exactly, yeah.
okay.
and do you have any other establishments or any experience in the restaurant business?
I've been working in restaurants now since the age of 16. And I
Couple
own
years.
frozen yogurt shop in South Boston. I've opened another restaurant establishment in South Boston as well. And I've always managed, worked, and run restaurants.
So you've got the experience to come in.
I'd like to think so.
What about parking? Is that a concern?
I believe there's parking out back.
Okay. Is that what I would make sure? Because that's key over there. It's not a lot on the street. If you have, how many seats?
47.
47?
7, okay, okay.
In the past, they've had some security cameras and things like that. You're going to maintain those things?
Yes.
Excellent. Any other questions from the commission?
No, I mean, it sounds good to me. Like I say, I know the other establishments close by have been run great. We've never had any problems there. And I look forward to this staying in the same direction.
Thank you.
So I have no other questions.
One last thing. So you know, it's your first restaurant in Revere?
Yes, I currently manage Renzo.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you know all the rules, you know, shut down the music and?
Yep.
Okay. No more questions?
All right. Are there any proponents that want to speak on behalf of this establishment? Please state your name again for the record, please.
Excuse me, John Powers, 46 Naponton Street, Revere.
Thank you, Council.
I'm going to support this, you know, providing there's food in there. As they stated, I heard rumors out in the street there was going to be fried chicken or something like that. I would hope that that's the case, that they'll have a good menu. I'm going on the, I'm supporting this based on what's happened down at Renzo's. No problems down there. When I've been in there, and I do frequent the place. We have Antoni's down there, and the boulevard is being built up now. It's turning into a different place. As a matter of fact, we have 234 apartments that are going to be breaking ground in May, right next to Seaview Towers, and they're young professionals. Most of the apartments, 3/4 of the apartments are single studio apartments, single bedroom studio apartments. So I think that a restaurant like this is a good thing down there, and as long as everyone plays by the rules, it'll be a good thing. Thank you.
I would agree with you, Council. I think, you know, from our standpoint, we're looking for businesses that have restaurants. We want to get away from the just the type of bar establishment where there isn't any food. So.
I have one other question.
Sure.
I'm sorry, Commissioner. Yes, the thing that this board is working on is pouring bars. We don't want to see any pouring bars in the city. We're looking for restaurant licenses. But I guess my question, in the past we've had a problem. They have seating outside. Are you planning at all on putting any tables outside? Because that would be a special permit. And I don't want you going in there thinking you can just put table and chairs outside. You need a license for outdoor seating. And I know you do have one there because it's
roped off. Yeah.
It is roped off. I guess there is a bar separating it for tables. So is that in the plan for outdoor seating?
Please state your name for the record, please.
Gateman, and I'm the owner of this place and also Renzo's. And there is seating outside, and I believe it's already there. There's not many seats, maybe a dozen.
But I don't think we have an application for license for outdoor seating. You have to apply for that.
Separately? Can you take care of that? Okay.
I don't know if we have to advertise that, or we could take that up today for outdoor seating to make that.
I would think that would have to be posted, since you would want the public to weigh in on that if okay. So we're not, I'm not necessarily opposed to that. I think that we would ask that you file a separate application for that, and we'll address it.
I'll do that.
We'll address that in the next meeting, if you'd like.
I'm sorry?
We'll address that in the next meeting, if you'd like.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that would need a special.
Great, thank you. Are there any other opponents that want to speak on? Please. I'm sorry. Any other proponents? I'm still on proponents. Okay. Hearing and seeing none. Any opponents? Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, my name is David Hassey. I live at 350 Revere Beach Boulevard.
Great, thank you. And your opposition?
Yes.
Okay.
I live at 350 Revere Beach Boulevard. As far as the outside seating, that does have to come up separately. We've been here before. The Little League was here at the same time. A number of people were very much opposed to it. They do have tables outside now, and that was a huge issue before because there was a real problem with that. The space is really limited. It was a real issue about
Can
people.
you excuse me, sir? Can you just speak up a little?
Yeah, I'm
into
sorry.
the mic? Thank
There was
you.
a real issue with that before in terms of being a fear that people would be handing liquor and stuff over there, and the Little League playing in the, right next door in the field, and problems with that. So I know that does have to come up before, and there was a huge issue. There were a whole number of people here that spoke against that before. Besides that, I have a real problem with the way the business is run right now, and I don't want to. There's a real problem there. There have been shootings outside there. There are brawls out there almost every single weekend night. There are crowds out when the place closes. There's screaming and brawls. There are police cars. It's just mayhem out there when that place closes every single time, every night that it closes. There's screaming and yelling, bar fights, broken glass. It's just a disaster when that place closes every time. There are police, state police, Revere police, police from Lynn. It's a disaster. I don't know.
Well, we're very well aware of it. We did take action on that, and they were closed down for quite a while. But I think, and I understand you live in St. George, is that
Yes.
350 St. George?
Yes.
I would almost welcome this change from what you've had to live with. This will be run more as a restaurant, not a bar.
That's what they said before when it opened up. It was supposed to be like that when it just changed from Doogie's to the Boulevard.
Right.
We were told it was going to be different. As a matter of fact, we welcomed that as well when it changed to the Boulevard. We actually went over there to try to get takeout food and things, and we were promised all kinds of things at that time, and none of that materialized. It got worse.
But I think what you're looking at now, and I'm in agreement with.
Oh no, I'm not fighting with you.
taxpayer
I'm just saying we were promised all kinds of things when it came in
But
before.
I just think that this particular establishment that's going to open has kind of proven themselves as wanting to run a good business. I don't know if you go in Renzo's, but I think it's going to be the same as that. And I don't think they stay open till 2 o'clock. I go by Renzo's. Sometimes 10:30, 11 o'clock they close.
But they're getting a license until 2 though. That's the license they're
The
requiring.
license is till 2, so is it Renzo's. All the licenses are 2 o'clock.
Right.
Most of them don't. When it's a restaurant license, I think that's why this board is saying we don't want pouring bars. Pouring bars tend to stay open till 2 o'clock. Restaurant licenses don't. They have food, they serve dinner, people are going there to eat, maybe listen to a little music, and they close fairly early.
But they're getting an entertainment license too that they did, I'm not arguing.
Hopefully, this board can act as a watchdog for you on those issues, so that, we took action when we needed to on the old establishment. I think there's a proven track record here. I don't want to debate the outdoor seating at this point in time until we have the application, but I think personally, it's nice sitting outdoors and having dinner. Would you be opposed to some kind of compromise on that where, maybe liquor is only served when they're serving food at that point in time?
I don't even want to debate the outside seating right now. I'm talking about the gunshots, the screaming, the yelling.
Understood.
The mayhem.
And we're crystal clear on that.
We're kept up till all hours of the night between the sirens, the police cars, the fighting, the screaming, the brawls that go on outside that overflow into the ballpark.
Shouldn't have to live with that.
Behind the lack of parking that's out there, it's all over the street. It's really horrible to live next door to it.
And I agree with you, but this board took action, and I think the action that we did take, they felt it wasn't the place that they were going to stay at, and that's why they want to move this license. And this board, at any time, should they give any kind of license, whether it be an entertainment license, a liquor license, we have the right to roll back hours, we have the right to pull the entertainment license. So it's not a permanent thing that can't be fixed. I think we have fixed what was there.
All right, well.
We certainly welcome any input from you, if there are any issues.
All right.
Part of the problem for us in a lot of cases is that we weren't aware of it until the state police and the Revere police brought it to this board. There was nobody in that neighborhood that came forward and spoke about the issues that were there. So,
all right, well, apparently you've already made your decision, so thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.
I just want to say one more thing, sir. When it comes to outdoor seating, as Renzo's,
I don't
they
want-
only, people do not stay out there after 10 o'clock, the tables are taken in, so you wouldn't have that all
I did
night
not come
going on.
primarily to speak about that. I will when they ask for it. I came primarily to speak about the gang wars and all the other malarkey that goes on out there. It's outrageous to live next door to, and I think you should be aware of that.
I agree with you
I don't
completely.
see it changing, and I can't speak for all the other people in the building who do have a problem with it. And apparently the decision's already been cast, and I can only come and speak about it once, and that's all I can say.
Well,
Thank you
I'm
very much.
sensitive. I am sensitive to what you're saying. I mean, the establishment of the building is there. So something has to go there. I mean, otherwise you've just got a building that's sitting there unoccupied. And so, you know, I want you to be satisfied with what is in the establishment.
Well, to compare it to Renzo's is really a real stretch.
Well, this is what we're hoping for, we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
But these seem to be the same people doing the same thing here, for the same licenses. Everything that Renzo's has, it seems like the owner wants to do exactly the same thing here. And again, it can always be reversed if it doesn't work out.
All I'm hearing today is to be determined.
Well, the food to be determined, I know, but
The hours.
you know, I'm kind of thinking it's going to be a chicken place, but that's between them, and I think that's what you're going to say. But I can't say that. I mean, this is what's been said. I guess it's not been written down yet, but
Yeah.
I'm looking for a nice restaurant. It will not be a pouring bar, that's for sure. And I think that's what you were living with, was a pouring bar. They weren't serving food anymore. They were getting pizza next door, bringing it in, and
Something more than to be determined would be nicer to hear than to be determined.
well, maybe at the next meeting, they can give us something more concrete to go by.
As I said, I've spoken my piece, and I can tell what the response is.
Well, we will work
Thank you very
with
much.
We will definitely work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other opponents? Counselor, can you address some of those concerns? And I think they're valid concerns. Quite honestly, I would, or Mr. Gateman, I'd like...
It's absolutely not going to be a pouring bar. It's going to be a restaurant. It's going to be very similar to Renzo's, if not the same, but it's absolutely not what it was.
Well, that's what we're hoping for. I mean, you know what...
Well, I can't be a part of that, so it's just not going to be that.
I believe it. I believe this place is going to go in a good direction.
If I lied to you, it would be my first lie today. I mean that.
But I do think, and again, as Commissioner Quarantello said, something is going to go there. We can't just take the license and tell the owner, you know, you have to rip the building down because we don't want anything. So this board, what we have to do is pick the best for that area and the residents. The residents on Revere Beach Boulevard are residents of Revere who pay taxes.
It'll absolutely be a restaurant that you'd be proud to go into and enjoy and eat.
I kind of believe
It will
that.
be.
And for what other applications have come up, we do get a lot of applications for that business. I wouldn't be interested in any of them. You know, I don't want fast food. I don't want, you know,
Right.
I don't think that's what we're looking for. We're looking for another nice sit-down
That's
restaurant.
exactly
But
what
if
it's
you
gonna be.
can, I can see their concerns. I would like to know what your menu is, if you can.
Oh, you know, we've been down the
Provide
street,
that.
we've been pretty good neighbors. I don't think we've had a complaint at this board.
No, not
in
at all.
6 or 7 years, and
Is there any, are you changing the name or the
yes,
structure?
yeah, no, it'll be completely
Completely
different. It'll be completely different.
So sir, we're talking about
And
different
it's more than
animals,
likely
so I
it's a
think-
chicken place, and she shouldn't have told.
Yeah.
I think that's what, I know, I shouldn't have said that, but just to put their mind at ease,
Yeah.
that it's not going to
Exactly.
be
Yeah.
living
It's-
with what you did
it's-
live with.
Yeah, it's gonna be a restaurant, that's what it's gonna be.
Okay.
It's not gonna be a bar room,
Okay, and we have that on tape
okay?
anyways.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other opponents? Hearing and seeing none, I'll close that. Any questions from the commission?
I have none.
No, I mean, going back and forth, and where I live also is a lot of commercial property. I have a restaurant near me, so I understand how you feel. But again, I'm looking at this this license is probably one of the better licenses that have come before us, applicants that have come before us. And until you see exactly what they're gonna do, I guess it's gonna be hard because you live there. I don't know what else could go there if we're not talking a restaurant, and something will go there.
And I know you're skeptical, but at least in this circumstance, you have somebody who has a track record with an establishment that's not that far from the existing one that we're talking about.
And I will tell you, excuse me, Commissioner, I will tell you, when there is a problem, if we don't get calls or you don't make calls to a police station that are forwarded to us, we don't know what's going on. By the time we got the reports, I think we had 4 or 5 reports all at once, and we had no idea. If you call the police department, they have a paper trail for us. And they send it to us, and then we can look at it. And sometimes we'll get just one. Well, there may have been 5 incidents. We only know the one. So, of course, we give them a second chance. But if you call the police and you see something that's going on, that's a great trail for us to see how they're running their establishment. So I would encourage that. That's what they're for. And Lieutenant Randall goes down and inspects every call at any of the license holders. So that's a great help for us too. And I have to say, I apologize that we didn't get those complaints. And it wasn't the Revere Police Department's problem either. It was the state that was going there. They never sent the reports to the Revere Police Department. That's where we lost track there. And, you know, there's no excuses for it, but that is what happened. The state had the report. We never got them, because it would have never gone on that long. Who? The state. Yes, I know they were, but they never sent the reports to the Revere Police. No, we checked them.
She just said they were calling. She just said that was on tape too.
What did I say? That to call.
You just said they were calling multiple times.
The state police were, but we didn't get the records though. We didn't get it. That's the problem. They should have sent them to us and let us know that they were getting calls to go to that establishment. Well, sir, I can only tell you what happened. But if it were me, as I said, I think this business has a track record. Personally, I do go to Renzo's, and I have no problem. I feel very comfortable going there, and I'm thinking that this establishment will be another place that I would be comfortable going to. And again, there's nothing that can't be reversed.
Great.
So that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Is there a motion on the table?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Commissioners.
So we would ask that by the next meeting, when you come up, if you're applying for outdoor seats, that at that time, if you could kind of give us a sense for what the menu is going to be, that would be helpful.
We'll work on that, absolutely.
Great. Thank you. Item number 4 is the Squire Road Station. That has been postponed until the next meeting in April.
To go for continuance?
They have, the attorney has requested a continuance. Late communication, notice of hearing from the Massachusetts Alcoholic Beverage Control Commission for the Dining Room, Inc., doing business as Sebastian's Restaurant, 731 Broadway, Unit 1, to determine if they have violated Massachusetts law relating to unemployment insurance. Hearing is set for June 2nd, 2016 at 11 a.m. Late license renewals for 2016, Kelly's Roast Beef, Heidi's Place, AL Prime Energy Consultants, 655 Revere Beach Boulevard, Redberry Resto Brands International, doing business as Pizza Hut, 5A Everett Street, Gabe Sade, doing business as Tedeschi's Food Shop, 140 Beach Street. Entertainment license for Redberry Resto Brands International, Pizza Hut, Hotel Emerald Business Enterprises, doing business as the Roadway Inn. Fortune teller Rosie Cooper, doing business as the Revere Psychic Studios. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, April 20th. Is there a motion to adjourn?
To adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.